Hello, world. This is Professor Frank Plunkett at Pierce College in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I just happened to notice when I was looking through my YouTube analytics that they had this option to go live right away. And I know some of you have been watching my videos. I have subscribers from all over the world watching my videos, 24% in the United States. And I thought I would just check this out real quick before I go into another mode and do a private video for my class this evening as a follow-up to what we talked about. And tonight's lecture, which you can probably see the same material in the old lectures from the CJS 107 class that's posted here in the YouTube channel. It was all about the psychiatric and psychological theories about crime and its causes. Some very interesting things that we talked about. We also watched a video right here on YouTube that was The Science of Murder, which was an excellent video that definitely supports the material that we were talking about this evening. So if you want to know what we talked about this evening, if you look into the CJS 107 playlist and you look for chapter 5, I think the chapter 5 that's in this particular playlist is broken down into 3 or 4 parts. But it makes it easier. Some people like to watch stuff in chunks rather than having a whole hour-and-a-half video lecture. But of course, with YouTube, it doesn't really matter because you can shut me off whenever you want. And when you go back to that same video, it usually starts you wherever you left off. So that's what we talked about tonight. And like I said, the lecture is already posted, so I'm not going to get into it too much. But we talked the video that we watched, the Science of Murder, got into a variety of serial killers like Ted Bundy, Arthur Shawcross, Ed Gein, and many, many others. Also talked about Gary Heidnik, who was from Philadelphia, where we are here tonight, and several others. And what it looked at was what went on in their life, what was going on in their brains and their heads. And basically what it boiled down to, both in my lecture that we did here in the classroom and in that video, is the understanding that it's not just one thing that causes crime. It's not that, okay, this person had a brain injury, say a tumor, that caused crime, that caused him to then go out and murder 25 people. Or this guy, was dropped on his head as a kid and that caused him to. No, it's not like that. It's a combination of factors. So you may have somebody with certain type of mental illness or brain injury or some other type of disease going on in their head, and then the social environment that they find themselves in, how they are raised, how they are treated. If you look at Shawcross and you look at Ed Gein, there was an issue of interaction with their mothers and attachment. It was definitely a non-secure attachment, one of the issues we talked about as well. So the point being is it's not about just one thing. Tonight we talked about psychological and psychiatric behaviors that might impact how someone commits crime, but that is not the only cause. So anyway, if you watch this, I thank you much for watching. It appeared that I had one person, but that one person's gone. So obviously I'm not all that interesting this evening. But again, you can, if you want to see the lecture on criminology, you can jump right in there and watch it because it's already posted. And there's a whole series in that CJS 107 playlist. It's from May of 2017. So it's pretty much the same material that I'm presenting this session, which coincidentally, I got to teach the same course a year apart. The only difference between last year and this year is we changed our learning management systems, and videos that I'm posting for this course are going directly into our learning management system and are not going out into the public. But they're pretty much the same as what's available for all of you anyway. I do intend, at the encouragement of a friend that I met last week, to maybe create some more content in this area. I didn't really think it was all that great, but I've run into a few people, plus the subscribers that have made good comments, that maybe this is something I should do more often because it's helping people around the world that are involved in, say, criminology classes and other criminal justice-like classes that might need some extra to help them. So I am definitely planning to do something like that. I'm going to consult with some other folks and see what might be the best thing to put out there right now. The criminology is already out there, but what my goal would be, and of course, if you want to comment under the notes in this particular video, what my goal would be to develop content that is non-specific to a particular class, but is specific to a particular subject matter. So it's maybe a certain, like a course, like if you go onto one of those online course websites where you can watch videos, and I'll direct them towards the field of criminal justice. And I understand some people like that. I used to do Facebook Live right prior to the last presidential election. I was doing some Facebook Live, talking about criminal justice issues, talking about some political issues, talking about a variety of things. And the time to do it just kind of got away from me. Of course, the other issue and it's no better now, is if you're talking about anything political, it's a nightmare. And I just don't have the energy or the time for the attacks that happen if you throw out an opinion. I'm kind of middle of the So anyway, everybody, thank you for watching and have a wonderful evening. And I'll see you in the funny papers.